Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining today. We have a great guest for you. Jason, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's Misty, Mrs. Wayne. Hey, how you doing? Let's try and get a little bit of music going here. And let's see what we got. Okay, how about a little rock? There we go. I love rock. Also, for the record, I do love country music, and that's important because my guest this evening is a country music artist as well as an Air Force veteran. So I am super excited to have him there. Killian, welcome. Hopefully your drive is going well. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to give it just another minute or so before we bring on my guest this evening. He's patiently waiting backstage. And I'm just going to wait for a second to get some other people coming in. Let's see here. Okay. Let me get that turned down just a wee bit here. And I don't know if the guest tonight noticed or not, but when I was putting the short together yesterday to let everybody know about my guest for this evening, I did use a little snip from one of his songs. So, okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and start getting this moving here. Turn this light down just a wee bit. There we go. I think I'm having a hot flash. My face is pink. Okay, so everybody please help me in welcoming Ryan Daniel to the stage. And there he is. Ryan, let's go. Let me get this music turned down for you. All righty. You can hear me okay?
Right here, perfect.
Awesome. And I've got you just fine as well. So are y'all ready for Christmas and the new year?
Ready is a big word.
It is.
I
It
don't
is a
think
very
you're
big
ever
word.
ready. Are you ever ready for Christmas? Like it's always last minute. You know, you think you bought all the gifts and then you're like, oh, I forgot this one. And then so I don't know if you're ever ready, but I'm a Christmas dude. I dig Christmas.
Ah, nice. Jim, welcome. Thank you. So Jim says you need to have your guitar with you and give us a treat.
I see that. I see that.
Maybe in a little while. We'll see if we can get him to do that. He just, yeah. So again, I want to say first off, thank you very much for your service and for your sacrifices. I, for one, 100% appreciate everything that you've done for this country and continue to do for our veterans. So why don't we go ahead and start with you telling me a little bit about your childhood and education and what took you into the military, specifically what branch?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force for 10 years. But yeah,
Awesome.
so my childhood was good. I mean, grew up, I grew up with my stepdad and my mom. My stepdad, great guy, retired Air Force. Grew up mostly in Arkansas, so that's kind of where I call home. Go Hogs. But even though we're not doing great this year, but we're doing okay. And then, but yeah, grew up, I guess, regular like anybody else, And then high school, went to college for music. That lasted a semester. And then, yeah. And then it just, I don't know, college wasn't for me. It felt musically, it felt forced. So, well, I didn't go, but kids go to college, stay in school.
There you go.
Yeah. And wanted to do something in my life and join the Air Force.
So it wasn't something that you saw yourself doing while you were in high school necessarily, or before then?
No, I actually I wanted to be funny enough. So go back, I grew up, my grandfather, God rest his soul, he's the reason I kind of got into music. I started playing drums when I was 7.
Oh, wow.
So my grandfather was a jazz drummer for his whole life, and I wanted to be like the next rock star drummer, and singing just kind of didn't come on till later, probably like high school, and but that's kind of what I wanted to do, was be a drummer, and singing just kind of happened, and from there, got in the Air Force, and then, Air Force had a group called Thompson Blue, and I auditioned and made it, and got to tour around with the Air Force and put on this huge show. And
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah, it was amazing. So I mean, that's what led me into the Air Force, at least. Just I wanted to do something in my life, and and
Yeah.
and I loved it, and still love it. And if it weren't for the music, I'd probably still be in.
Wow. And to me, I think music is so important in people's
Mm.
lives, just all the way around. It brings out all sorts of different emotions, happiness and sad and memories, and just the whole gambit of things. And so music, in my opinion, is really important. And I know with my kids, I always push them to do something musical, be it in the band or choir or something of that nature. Because I did choir, I love to sing. Um, I also did radio, so that was kind of interesting in and of itself. But yeah, so to me, music has always just been really, really important to me.
Oh, 100%. I think music is a great outlet. I always hate hearing stories of schools not being funded enough for a music program for the kids. I think it's crazy. You know, there should be funding for the kids. In my opinion, there should be funding in every county for whatever they want to do, sports, music, all those kind of things. So I agree. I think music is super important. It was important in my life. Um, and I like all kinds. I get usually, people that get to know me, off stage would see my Spotify playlist and be pretty shocked at what they'd see on there, So yeah.
Yeah, just to brag a little on my youngest son. So now he was in choir, he did in elementary school, and then high school. He didn't do that, but this year is his senior year. He decided he wanted to be in choir, and he auditioned for all state, and he didn't make all state, but he did make all county, and he made mid state.
Nice.
And his directors were just so impressed with that. But he's got this super bass voice just every day that he's had since he was little. It's one of those. I took him to the doctor, and it's like, is he really okay? Because
Right.
even as a kid, he sounded like he was already, through puberty. And
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Yeah, that's
yeah,
congratulations to him. I mean, I did the same thing. I was in band and choir all through middle school and high school. So I enjoyed it. I notice I can see the comments. Are we allowed to,
you absolutely
you know,
can. Hmm.
obviously JCL, that's all I can see.
Yeah. And
Uh,
that's Jim.
that's Jim. Jim said he's got that country music voice. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, buddy. I don't know if hopefully that's a good thing, right?
That is a good thing. And his thank you very much is for your service.
I
Let's see.
appreciate that. I appreciate
So,
everybody that's on too. Like so, and I encourage anybody getting on. They want to ask something, I can see it popping on there. You know what I mean?
yeah. But you've got better eyesight than a lot that we've had on, because a lot of times you see them going, because they see something pop up and they can't quite read it. So I try and pop it up on the screen.
Well, if I was being honest, okay, some secrets here.
Oh, there, that's now stuck there for posterity forever, right?
I do wear readers. So
I have to wear, when I use a computer now, just because it's just a little bit longer than my arm length, I have to wear glasses, and they give me bifocals with the no line, but I can't see you because you're too close. So I'm like this, and I'm looking down my nose at everybody. So I don't know. I even had to move the line up some, but I think I'm going to make him just take this whole bottom and just make it one piece. Because this is the only time I wear them.
I can see fine with the computers, and I can read everything. And it's just when I'm like working a lot on the computer, they're literally just like the weakest, reader you can get, but it's enough to kind of help me. Yeah. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah.
Ron, welcome. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about, is it basic training that you went through, or is it boot camp?
6 hours basic training or boot camp. There's the dogs.
Yep. Ours are in the living room.
Sorry to everybody about that with the dogs. They're good dogs. They're just barking, but yeah, I mean, basic training, is kind of what we called it back in the day.
Okay.
And it sucked. I mean, you look back now and go, man, I go back and kill it now.
Right, because you know what to expect, for one.
Yeah, when you go, it's like it's terrible, but
we have 2 dogs, and they heard your dogs barking on my husband's phone, and he's outside, and they started barking. Sorry. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
But yeah, so I mean, it was fun. Went to basic training, and then went to the Air Force. We call it tech school. And then went to tech school, and then went to my first base in North Carolina. Was there 3.5 years, and then went from there to Guam, and then a couple years in Guam, and then went back to North Carolina.
And so your time in basic training, what can you tell us? Do you have any funny stories, anything that you can remember that you're looking back now, you're just like, oh my gosh?
Well, I remember going to basic, and they know about you, and so they knew, at the time, my stepdad was still in the Air Force. So they knew.
They really knew.
Yeah. And immediately they were like, you're dorm chief. And I'm like, I don't want to be dorm chief. And they're like, you don't have a choice. So, that you're kind of the leader of your group, but you get all the crap,
more responsibility.
Yeah. But I mean, ours was pretty cool. I never had any, it was just straight basic training. We never had anything kooky.
No,
I mean, the norm, beds flipped over, waking up doing PT early.
Yeah, the fun stuff.
Yeah, just kind of a normal. I remember thinking early on, like probably anybody else did, is why are we folding our underwear? And it's like, because they told you to. So that's why we
there you go.
Yeah.
And so, what was your rank but when you got out for the Air Force?
Staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant. Mm-hmm. There you go. And in Guam, was this all music then, with a band that you did, or?
I don't know. I only did Thompson Blue in 2001. So it's
okay. So what was it? what did you do while you were in the Air Force outside of that?
I was an ammo troop
in the
in the Air Force.
you did what?
I was an ammo troop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for those who don't know what that is,
You build bombs.
there you go.
Deal with ammunition. You rockets, grenades.
Anything to do with artillery.
That's us.
All right. All right. So and then so while you were doing that, any kind of funny stories, any stories that you can recall that you want to share?
Like from basic or
No, once you were out of basic.
tech school was fun. Got my first, actually I'm lying, it'd be my second tattoo. Back in the day we used to call it your tech school tattoo. Everyone got one. But it was just, I guess I kind of, because I grew up Air Force, I did expect, or wrong word, I knew like kind of what was going to happen. And so nothing really surprised me. I kind of knew, at the time, my stepdad had been in, oh gosh, 15 years,
Okay.
So I kind of knew,
He gave you the ins and outs.
Yeah. So nothing really surprised me,
Nice.
But I had a great time. I mean, my 10 years in the Air Force was amazing. I 75% of my fan base is probably military, or veterans or whatever. So
I think that's awesome.
I'm blessed.
That is absolutely awesome. So as you were transitioning into civilian life, did they give you any kind of resources to go over to help you with that transition?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, not like it is today, and which is a good thing. So I think the military in general has gotten better with soldiers getting out and having more resources. You know, uh, I could have used, well, maybe not me because I knew I was going to do. I was getting out because of music. And so, but I see a lot of friends and a lot of my buddies and a lot of people tell the stories about, there wasn't a lot of like getting out training and how to transition to civilian life. And that's a problem even today still. I mean, obviously
It is.
with our veterans, the 22 a day is a ridiculous number. I think it's a shame. But it's touchy because I did an interview not too long ago, and I had spoke about, man, the 22 a day, and what a shame it is that our veterans are homeless and hungry and things like that. And I kind of got a little bit beat up
Really?
by you get trolls when you become an artist, and you get these trolling people who want to say crappy things, and they were kind of just like, well, what about the civilians who were homeless, and about and I was like, it was like, I'm not excluding them. You know what I mean?
But the topic specifically is veterans, and that's what we're talking about.
And he tried to bash. Now my fans jumped in, and my fans were like all over him, going like, you don't know this guy. Like he does a lot for everybody. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel bad for everybody who is down in their luck. But we talk about veterans. It's a shame. I think the government could still do more. I think, even though I don't like talking politics, which I don't, but it's a shame that we have, congressmen and congresswomen who are making deep six figures, and I'd love to see them grab a gun and stand post. When the government shuts down and they start cutting salaries, they're cutting salaries from men and women who are overseas fighting for the very freedom that they have. So I say cut their checks. Don't cut their checks. So that's my piece on it.
Yeah. So while you were in the military, going back a little bit, what did you have any challenges or hardships that you faced? And if so, how were you able to overcome those?
Sorry, I noticed Jason had said something. Jason, amen, brother. I agree, man. One of the comments. Thanks for tuning in with us, man. Also, JC said, great singer. Thanks, man. But yeah, you at any branch, you're taught to compartmentalize. And so all the times that you go overseas and you go to Iraq, you go to Afghanistan, or wherever you might be sent, part of that training is you just, it's a job. It's not personal, it's business. Now, I think that's where the training getting out has gotten better, but could still get better. That's kind of how PTSD happens. And your box sort of up there can get cracked open, and then you forget how to compartmentalize, and all those things come flooding forward. At the end of the day, it's not human nature to want to hurt someone else, at least
for most people.
At least if you have all your nuggets in a row, but so yeah, it's just a job. It's not personal. But I got through them just because of training. I had great training. I had amazing supervisors who are still my friends to this day. I think that's how anybody really gets through. It's just a lot of training, and you just gotta. And I think for me, it was just really I just beat it into my head that it's just a job. It's not personal. It's just a job. It's a great job, but it ain't personal. And so don't take it personal. A friend of mine in the Air Force, he told me one time, he said, don't attach an emotion to everything. And I think, people did a lot,
because we're human.
Yeah.
And emotions run high for humans.
But I think I tell my kids sometimes, I'm like, Daddy, my phone keeps working. What are you crying for? That's not emotional. Like, don't attach it, but your phone don't work. Let me see it. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there who lost their legs and you're complaining about your phone, right? Jason said, I agree. When the stuff hits the fan, training takes over. He said, that's very well said, Jason. You just train so much that when the stuff does hit the fan, it's second nature. It just, it just takes over.
So one of the important lessons you learned was not to take everything personally.
You can't.
Right.
If you do, you just can't. I don't even know how to explain it. You're trained not to, and you kind of get that way, and you get, a lot of people say military people are kind of hardened.
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of those. I probably am insensitive to certain situations. To some people, I take death a very different way than other people. I get over things pretty quickly. I just try to look at the different side of things, I guess. We're all going to go at some point. I think the man upstairs is a plan for all of us, and I can't control that no more than I control the weather.
Right.
So I just take every day as a blessing, and I try to move forward and try to make an impact of some sort every day. Now, does that happen? No, because I certainly ain't perfect. But I do try,
And that's awesome. So you get out of the military, you say you already have an idea of what it is you want to do. How does it come together? I mean,
I went broke.
you went broke. I'm surprised you weren't broke prior to getting out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I wasn't, making the big bucks, but yeah, I do tell this story quite often, um, how that came about. So I was in for 10 years. I was at the halfway point, and I met my first producer, Barry Best, who I love. That man produced my first 2 albums, and convinced me to get out, and pursue the music thing. And I was, getting ready to re-up. I mean, I'm halfway to retirement. So I went home and sat the kids down, and my daughters at the time were young, and the wife, and was like, hey, I got an opportunity, but it's probably, a pipe dream. And I'm probably just gonna, re-up and stay in. And my youngest daughter, Emily, at the time, kind of looked at me. She said, Daddy, I don't understand. I was like, what don't you get? She said, well, you're always telling us we can be anything we want to be and follow our dreams. She said, why aren't you?
Kids, they're so intuitive.
Yeah, and here I am. So
did you, the producer that you met, did he gather a band for you? How did that come about?
Well, you just no, you start out just talking about songs, and you start writing, you start recording, and then you put the band together. Well, actually, back up. My first year, I didn't have a band. I had one single, a silent movie, and I had a little CD player that played CDs, and 2 little speakers and a microphone and a van and a little tiny trailer. And I traveled for the first year and played any bar, any coffee shop, any place that let me in, and pay me enough to maybe get to the next venue. And I mean, I've done it I guess people call it the old school way. I grinded from beginning to end. I don't have rich parents, obviously. I don't have rich uncles. I didn't have a lot of money. I had my car repoed. I had my light shut off. I can't tell you how many times. But you look back, now, and I'm thankful that I did it that way. I didn't borrow. I didn't steal. I don't owe anybody anything. I just grind it out, and I still grind it out today. I don't have a record label or a manager or any of those things, which usually surprises people because they'll come to a show and they see the big tour bus and all the accolades that I've gotten and the golds and the platinums and things. And they're like, man, you're independent. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really independent. Like I'm the true version of an independent country artist. I think some of these other artists that are claiming they're independent, I find that funny and insulting, because I'm like, really? You have people that do your social media for you. You have a management company, you have a booking agent, you have all those things. I don't have any of those things. I just now this year for 2024 just partnered with my first booking agency.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, when I reached out to you to be a guest, I sent you an email and of course had my phone number on it. And when I got the phone call from you a while after, I was kind of stunned that it was you calling as opposed to
somebody else. Yeah.
Somebody else.
Manager or somebody.
Yeah. So yeah. I thought that was awesome. And I know we had a great conversation that day and on the phone and just kind of, throwing stuff back and forth. And I appreciated that.
No, I love it.
You seem a very down to earth individual and much appreciate that as well.
No, thank you. I try to stay that way. My band and my crew now, they keep me pretty down to earth, you know what I mean? But I'm just living a dream. I really am just blessed to be doing music the way I want to do it, and how I want to do it. Nobody really telling me what to do. I kind of like it that way. Not saying I wouldn't take a record deal, but and not saying I haven't been offered, but the money didn't outweigh what I was giving up. And for me, when I lay my head down at night, I want to make sure that I'm doing things the way I want to do them, and the things that I believe in: God, country, family. Our veterans, our first responders, all those things that I believe in. I don't want to give those kind of things up. I'm not going to give up my masters, my copyrights. And I like being underdog. I like when people say, I remember people saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. I love when people do that. I love when they say you can't do it. I'm like, really? Okay.
Let me prove you wrong.
Yeah. And then, and then you just, and I just think I thrive on that. I don't get involved in that, in the I can't game. I just go, really? All right, watch this. So
hide and watch. So you did a tour. Well, I don't know if that it would be a tour, but at least a concert. It was what was it? I Got Your Six?
Yeah, this year's tour was Got Your Six tour. Yeah.
It was the tour. Okay.
The name of the tour, yeah, is Got Your Six tour, yeah.
And who did you tour with? Or was it just you?
Well, no, I mean, so we did, I headline my own shows now, which is cool.
Awesome.
I think it's great. I get to be the big dog sometimes, but I still go out with other names and open for them. Tour names for me, are a theme, and it's kind of what we want to do that year. And this year we played a lot of military bases, which I love. And I got to go out with Rodney Atkins and Lone Star and Gabby Barrett and all of them, and we all toured these bases, and it was amazing. But I played a lot of VFWs this year. So like
that's so sweet.
Yeah, this year was just kind of the year of like Got Your Six, and it was kind of one of those where obviously it is kind of a military term. I mean, I don't know if it really generated from the military, but it is a military term. Got your six, I got your back.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But to me, it could mean a lot of things. Your friend, your spouse, your family. Whoever. I got your back, I got your six, and so that was kind of what we did for this year. It was kind of that kind of theme.
Now, when you tour, do you go all over the country? Do you stay, middle? Where do you generally?
I'll go anywhere.
Anywhere that pays, right?
I mean, yeah, if the money's right, we'll go. I think this year we went. Where'd we go? We didn't go past really Midwest, but we went to Jersey, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Virginia.
Wow.
Florida, Arkansas.
Okay, so not to upset any fans that might be watching, but or will watch this recorded later. What was your favorite state to play?
That's terrible.
I know, I'm that way.
Terrible for asking that. I mean, if I'm honest, I'm gonna be honest. I mean,
well, I hope.
My favorite state is obviously Arkansas because that's where I'm from, and I do a hometown show there every year. This will be my 7th year doing one for 2024. So that's my favorite.
And probably you have your following there more than anywhere else, I would assume.
Sure. I mean, in Arkansas, I'm
so yeah, and so the fanfare is a lot more. Can't think of the term I want, but you understand what
yeah, I mean, it's
that makes sense.
But if we weren't talking Arkansas, I mean, I played some great places. Florida is awesome to play. Virginia was great. Um, I probably have stories for every state that we played in, that something was cool. So,
Do you have any funny stories?
a lot.
This
I
isn't,
got
and it's okay because this show is marked not for kids,
right.
so
I got
you're
my
good.
bus driver arrested in Kentucky.
Oh
That was
wow,
funny.
probably not for him.
No, but it was funny. We do silly stuff on the road. Like obviously, we stop at Buc-ee's like anybody else and make an ass out of ourselves. We do tour pranks like anybody else. So we try to just enjoy the road life, and but when you're touring a lot, everyone thinks it's like a big party, and really, to be honest, most times I'm in my bunk in my bedroom. I say my bunk. I have a bedroom in the back of the bus. I'm kind of spoiled now. I have my own room. I'm in bed by 10:30.
There you go.
I
And there's
mean,
nothing wrong with it.
you're
We
so
get
tired.
older and we're like, okay, I just,
Yeah. Everyone's like, you must be out there just partying. It's like, no, I'm tired. I'm whooped, and but I'm a lot tired usually because when we put on a show, like our show is very energetic, so I'm giving you everything I got, and when it's over, I'm kind of ready to go to bed.
So you need to let me know when you're going to be in Tennessee next, so that we can come and watch.
I mean,
because we'd love to see it.
I'm in Tennessee now, so.
Are we just coming over to the house? Is that?
I know, right? No, we're gonna put out start putting out our tour dates probably mid-January. We'll probably start posting some tour dates.
Okay.
So people can, they can follow me. From my website, ryanandmusic.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. Not OnlyFans. That's a joke.
And your new tour coming up for 2024, I have Backroads and Bonfires. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I've been, paying attention.
Yeah. This year's tour is definitely good. Yeah. Backroads and Bonfires tour. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to have some special guests again out with us this year. And I hope to play some basses again. We'll play some VFWs again. Playing some fairs, some festivals. I just got done writing for the past 2 weeks. We just wrote, so we got new music coming out, which actually you're the first to hear it. I got 3 new songs dropping this year. So
oh, wonderful!
Yeah, Backroads and Bonfires is one of them, and we got 2 other songs. I won't let the cat out of the bag on those 2, but they're written, and so we're fixing to go in the studio and record and drop them 3. So
and do you record in Tennessee or?
I do. I record in the Hendersonville area.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I record with my producer now, Chet Roberts, who is guitar player for 3 Doors Down. So
awesome.
Pretty lucky to see if I can. Yeah, been lucky enough to go out. Been lucky enough to tour with those guys a few times. They're great folks, and Chet is an amazing producer and one of my best friends. He's a lot of the reason that we kind of went to the next level. When we dropped Camo, I mean, I'll take that back. Feel Good Feeling kind of put me at a different level, and it really blew up. And then we dropped Camo. It just that the fans went nuts. And then we were like, okay, that's where we're at. And every artist kind of looks at that one song to either like really put them on the map or what they're really comfortable in. You're always trying to find what you're comfortable in your skin as an artist. You're trying to figure out, some artists figure it out faster, some slower. I've always been comfortable doing a country rock kind of thing. And people that don't know that I recorded, like, that Chet's my producer and it's Three Doors Down and half the band played on my album. I recorded and so, pre them knowing that, people would always go, man, you kind of sound like Garth Brooks meets like Three Doors Down. And I would laugh and go, that's kind of funny that you say that because we recorded with three, so like, that's where I'm comfortable and my fans seem to love it. So I found my comfort zone. And so for all our fans that loved Feel Good Feeling and Two Country for You and Camo, you're going to love these next three. They're bangers. We love them.
So you had in 2015, you had Song of the Year. What was that song?
Oh my gosh, you're going back.
I am. I'm testing.
That was one of my first. Oh my gosh. Song of the Year in 15 probably would have been. I don't have to get up and go look at all my. I have one of them corny. Love Me shells.
Everybody's got a wall of something.
I do. I have a lot of shells of indie awards and radio music awards. And I love every one of them. I'm trying to think 2015 I'd be lying if I'd be guessing, but probably.
I'm typing this in here so I can see.
Yeah. I don't even know. That's sad. I suck. Probably maybe Like America was maybe Song of the Year, maybe Lies and Bruises in that time. I would literally have
Lies and Bruises.
Okay, I was close. See, right there.
Yes. Yes.
Very personal song. Wrote that with some great songwriters. That song's about domestic violence, and we wanted to write a song that really captured the essence of basically, if you hit a woman, you're just a piece of work. And I'm very blunt about that, like a lot of artists are. I think that I don't think that a woman should hit a man either, obviously. But
right.
I think domestic violence is just ridiculous. And that's kind of how that song came about. And I love that song.
Well, apparently so did a lot of people.
We got lucky.
As Song of the Year.
We got lucky with that one. I've been lucky with a lot of my songs. I've been blessed. I don't want to, we have these people chatting in. John, JCL, is that John?
That's Jim.
Jim. If you want to do in Arizona at all, get a hold of Talking Stick Resort. They do a pool party in the summer every weekend. And are out by and at the pools, loving it. I love it. Thank you. I'll hit them up for sure. I appreciate that. Anybody that doesn't have anything booking wise, I love help with booking.
There you go.
People can go to my website and send me an email. They can also click on the booking link and fill it out themselves.
And he also says that they're good for bringing people back also.
Yeah, and I love that. I've been blessed enough with the place I played. I usually get, I say 95% of the places I get asked back. But Tennessee Goddess.
Yeah.
Listening from another room, show support. Thank you for that. Make sure y'all follow me, please.
Yep.
TikTok.
It's Ryan Daniel, and it's singular.
Yeah, no S, because if you
no
do
S
that,
on
you
that.
can find me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Type it in.
Ivan, I'm not from this planet. Welcome. Thank you very much. So, Ivan from I'm Not From This Planet is the one that helped me get going with my channel. So, he's got a channel out there as well that is about cars and electronics and guns. So, not necessarily in that order. So, yeah.
Yeah, Jason said Backroads and Bonfires takes me back to the good old days. Jason, that's the reason, and that's part of what brought about the name of this tour, is about just having fun. And I am sorry about the door slamming.
Yeah, you're good.
I am huge into riding side by sides and playing ATV parks. We play a lot of off-road parks. And that kind of brought about the idea of Backroads and Bonfires. So yeah, it does take you back, and that's kind of the idea of this tours.
So Jason, we went, there's a nonprofit, not-for-profit group called Mind Over Land. And I've done 2 shows now from different founders from that group. They had invited us out there in North Carolina over Veterans Day weekend, this last Veterans Day weekend. It's the only time that they allow anybody outside of a veteran right now, because most of they do 6 trips a year and anywhere across the US. And so I think their trip in January it's going to be a lot of off-roading. They'll be in Florida, and it's going to be like 2.5 days and cover around 400 miles. But over Veterans Day weekend, they did it in North Carolina. There was a husband and wife, and they own, I don't know how many 100 acres or how big it is, but they have all the veterans and their families and supporters of veterans and stuff come out. And they have, they do giveaways and bonfire talk, where the veterans can get together and talk and stuff like that. So this would be, now this is, I would think that it would not probably be a paid thing, but if you're looking to, kind of do a little something for them that, for the veterans
Sure.
that they have over Veterans
and I
Day
encourage
weekend.
him to hit me up. I don't have the money of Garth Brooks. I wish I did.
Yep.
I wish I could do more charity shows than I do. But we all got to make a living, and I got salaries.
Exactly.
But we do try to do 1 or 2 a year, that are what you would call a charity event,
Mm-hmm.
But
and this one that they do, I think they're
out
thinking that this for 2024 that they're going to be doing it in the same spot in North Carolina. Beautiful up there, and it's nice and flat. They do have power, and this year they had, I think, right around 150 veterans that came out to camp and do the trail rides and stuff.
I'd love to do it. Hit me up. I book early. I got dates moving into September, so I'd be lying if I said I knew if I had Veterans Day weekend open already, because I don't know.
Fair.
But folks can again, they can go to my website, click on the booking link, hit me up. They can email me. My email's not private. They can also obviously contact my booking agency that I'm. I'm not exclusive, but I did partner with them, and they're amazing. I'm excited to be on the roster with some folks. Jesse Keith Whitley's on there with them. 6 Below is on there. So great roster. Daphne, she's amazing. She owns it. But Innovative Talent Agency, they can go check it out, and you can email them directly if you're trying to get a hold of me and you can't get a hold of me directly.
Awesome.
And
Jason did say this is the Mind Over Land over Veterans Day weekend is their largest fundraiser for the year. And I know we're talking, and it's for any, not just veteran, but active duty as well. Mm-hmm. So I know our oldest is, in fact, we just put brand new truck tires on. He drove all the way down from Virginia so we could get new truck tires put on. So he is ready to go for one of their trips that they do.
I love it. I love North Carolina. Hit me up.
Yeah, I will go ahead. I've got
is in North Carolina, so I actually started my career in North Carolina. So,
well, where you're really veteran focused, I think that you would be more than welcomed there, because it's just, for one, it's the location is absolutely beautiful, and it was the first time that they were there this year, and from the sounds of it, that's where they're going to be again over Veterans Day weekend is there. But yeah, it's absolutely exciting. Jason, welcome. Glad to see you here.
Another Jason, love it.
Another Jason, and that we've got a lot of veterans that pop on. And
well, to any veteran that's on here or active duty, please, for me, thank you for your service as well. I'm honored to share the veteran name with all my brothers and sisters, and I'm always super thankful for our men and women who are still doing it. So I appreciate all of y'all for coming on and supporting you as well.
Well, I appreciate that too. So let me ask you, where are you hoping to see yourself? Obviously, I'm assuming you've got, high,
sure,
grand things that you'd like to accomplish.
I think I've never been the artist, and even to this day, my goal is never to like sell out Bridgestone Arena. Like, I just don't see myself as that guy. I don't see myself as that guy that's going to charge $500 a ticket. I just don't think I could do it. Money's great, but I don't foresee that being who I am. So I would like to play more shows. I'm a road dog, they call it. I just love being with the fans and playing shows and keeping our ticket prices down. I'd love to win a Grammy, or at least be nominated. That'd be kind of cool. I'd love to get a shot at the Grand Ole Opry. Haven't got my shot yet, but I'd like to get on their bucket list.
There you go.
I have a bucket list place to play. I've checked off a few places. I want to play Red Rocks.
Bad.
Out in Colorado.
Okay.
Super famous place. I would love to play there. That would be a dream come true. Obviously, I'm a Garth super fan. I've been to 6 shows, never met the guy. I even recorded a song written by him and Kim Williams. And
wow.
Still never met the guy. I'd love to have 30 minutes with him.
When Garth Brooks was just starting to tour, I was living in Reno, Nevada, and he would not start the show. And well, there were 2 things going on. So one, he was selling tickets for $18 a piece, and he would not let them sell it for more. Then he wouldn't start the show till the scalpers were gone. It was nice. It just a great show. The tickets nowadays still a lot spendier, but still not terribly, of the realm.
Yeah, I think that, I remember as a kid going to see, I think I even saw Garth one time early on for like $25.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Alan Jackson front row center during his Don't Rock the Jukebox tour for $27, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So, I know times change and I know artists need to make money, but like, I can't foresee, I'm not going to name any names, but you see these artists that are just, they got 8 to 10 tractor trailers and they got, 12 tour buses and you got And I get you're putting on the speakers, but like, do you really need to like charge? Like, why does it have to be? How does your normal family afford to go? You can't.
They,
And then you charge for meet and greets.
Mhm.
I don't. When the show's over, I go to the merch table and I'll stay all night long and sign autographs. And I do it every show.
That's awesome.
I don't
And
charge.
I'm guessing that's how you met um, Christine White, who is not, I don't see her. She hasn't come on yet.
Mm,
So Ivan or Tennessee Goddess, if you're have a second, shoot her a message and tell her she's missing out.
yeah.
Uh,
No, yeah, I did. That's how I met her. We I want to say I met her at a show it was in Tennessee. It was Columbia, Tennessee, I think.
okay.
And but yeah, that's how I met her. It's networking, and you meet
Hmm.
great folks, and a lot of I've got a lot of fans that have become family. Um, so again, I hate using the word blessed all the time, but I mean, it's really am. I'm just between my fans, my family, my friends, my sponsors. Um, it's amazing. You know, I'd be, reluctant if I didn't, or whatever the word is, but like, Fleet Tracks and Interstate 69 Motorsports, Final Flight, um, Country Life Apparel, like all my sponsors are just amazing.
I guess you could say I was stalking you online and looking, just kind of going through your website some and saw the list of your sponsors that you had out there. And um, I did notice that you on Spotify, you have over 2 million streams.
Yeah, pretty shocking.
Yeah,
Um,
there's Christine. Hello.
hey, hey.
She made it. She made it.
Yeah. Yeah, we hit 2 million at the end of the year, so pretty crazy. Again, for I can't imagine um the music business is a lot about money. And I know that some people know that, but other people don't. And you could be an average or below average artist, and if you got $1 million backing you or more, your song's gonna be a hit, you know. Uh, but I can't imagine what my numbers would be if I was, you know, if I had some big record label, all those kind of sponsors. So for me to hit that number and be where I'm at, and my fans, like, blessed. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like where it's crazy to think that people have streamed my stuff just on Spotify 2 million
And
times. It's crazy.
Ivan, or I'm not from this planet, says marketing is magic, which is absolutely true. And that's how, that marketing and networking is what moves you forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Christine was forced to pick out her Christmas presents. Darn it.
Mm, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's craziness. I want to say that yeah, I'm bad with names.
That's okay.
JLC.
Mhm.
It said Taylor Swift average ticket for the Eras tour $1,150.
Right. And to me, that is
That's your average ticket.
ridiculous.
I can tell you right now, I can't afford that, and I own my own tour bus.
Yeah. Yeah. I have
That's
paid,
your average ticket.
yeah. I can't recall, but for two people, I want to think I paid when we were like row C. So basically 3 rows from the stage, not center, but not full left side. And we went to see Styx in concert. And my all-time favorite band was
Great band. Yeah.
Styx. And, I mean, I'm old, so got a lot of that era music and such. So, but yeah, and it had to have been, I want to think, close to $500 for those tickets. Now, to be fair, Styx was the headliner, and then there was Kansas and Foreigner. So we actually also did the backstage with Foreigner and had our picture taken with him and stuff. But still, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
So I have a dog just panting at me like she wants to say. You want to say hi? Come up, come here, up. See if she. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's gonna push me away, girl.
What kind of puppy is that?
She's half pit, half Great Dane.
Wow. Is she a big dog then?
She is, and she's beautiful. She's Brindle, and Miss Daisy. She's a jealous girl.
Yeah. They're fun though. I'll tell you. My parents actually had raised Great Danes for a while, and they're beautiful dogs.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
Funny that I do apologize. I know my YouTube channel sucks, and I know that. Something we're going to work on this year is try to get my YouTube channel better. I mean, I've got some videos that have some really large numbers. I know JCL was saying staggering how people can make money online doing videos. YouTube, you stay home. Yeah, I get it. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could get some of that residual money. I don't have enough subscribers on my YouTube channel to go. I guess you call it monetize or whatever.
Right.
So definitely, I encourage you to go subscribe. But we are gonna up my YouTube channel game this year, and see if we can't work on that a little bit. All my other social media, I focus so much on it that I forget about YouTube, and I don't know why, but I just did. And we got to talking about it this year about, hey, we're gonna up to our YouTube game, put out some more videos and that kind of thing. So,
and what is your YouTube channel?
I think it's just official Ryan Daniel. I think.
Let me take a peek here. Hang on.
That's bad, I know, right?
It's kind of funny. Hang on,
I do all my social media. I don't have a big social media person that does it all, which is crazy.
Because I know I did go out and took a look. So it actually is. Okay.
JCL, yeah, it's not 2 million. We had 2 million streams on Spotify.
It's just Ryan Daniel.
Yeah, for some reason, I think there's 2 channels, right?
Oh, I know how that goes.
And we got to fix it. The one we're working on, I think I have 600 something subscribers. Is that the one?
Well, you've got this one that says Ryan Daniel, 456 subscribers. And and then another one that says Ryan Daniel Country, at Ryan Daniel Country. And that's 736 subscribers.
That's the one we're trying to work on.
Okay. So which one do you want people to go to?
That one.
Okay. Let's get that posted up here for y'all.
We're working with YouTube to get the other one sort of deleted and transferred over or whatever we got to do. I do have a buddy of mine who's kind of pretty good at YouTube, and so he's going to help me this year, kind of ramp up my YouTube game. Like I said, you can't even monetize until you have 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy because I have, 36, 40,000 followers on Facebook, and
Yeah.
but I don't post my YouTube. I don't know why I should, I drive people to my Spotify, iTunes, but yeah, go hit up my YouTube channel.
Yep. So that's the one. And it's really funny that you said you ended up with 2, because I actually did the same thing. And it took forever to figure out. In fact, it was Ivan who realized what had happened. I did my first show and I'm like, I couldn't even find it on my phone while I was doing my live show. Couldn't even find myself. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. My husband's going, yeah, I couldn't find you. And Ivan finally said, oh no, you're, so I took my personal YouTube channel that I had since forever and changed the name to Conversations with a Vet. And then somehow or other, I created a second one. And so it did Conversations with a Vet, but because the first one was already taken, it did a hyphen and TT8JB on the end. And so when I thought, okay, well, I'll just change my personal one back to my regular name, but now, and change the one with that behind it back, remove that. And it won't let me because it says that it's already taken.
Yeah, YouTube is its own world.
Oh
And
man.
you have to really,
So if
dive
you
into
figure out how to fix that, please
that. Yeah,
put me in
I'll
the
shoot you
loop.
an email and be like, hey, here's what we did. But yeah, it's been great. I get just all kinds of wrapped up in when you do it all, you get behind a little bit. But even my post today, I was apologetic to everybody. Like, sorry it took so long. I've been gone for about a week, but we finally made another post, and it's just you try to stay vigilant and do the best I can. So as long as everybody's patient with me, we're good.
So G23 says, and I know this on my YouTube channel says when you hit 500 subscribers, you can partially monetize. So maybe take a look at that and see.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for subscribing, JC. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, share.
Jova Q, welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you guys coming out tonight.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody.
Christine says to check out, and where'd she go? Who did she have? I know I saw it. Oh, you should check out, go get Phoenix to help. Phoenix.
Yeah, she just graduated. I remember meeting her. She was so little, and now she graduated. It's like they grow up so fast. They do, and Phoenix is such a lovely young lady. She has a bright future. She has a great mom, though, obviously. So
G23 has subscribed for you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate that. I do.
He says you need a mod or two to help you with this. I don't know, either me he's talking to, which is possible, or you.
I don't even know what a mod is.
A moderator, I would assume that's what we're talking about there.
I need a moderator. Yeah. JCC, I'm a little too country for you. Did that hit the charts at all? It's a great song sound. A little too country for you. It sort of does okay. I'm surprised because I agree it's like a great song. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see what he typed there. Too country for you. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
The song is called Too Country. Yes, that one. Okay. Yes, that one did hit the charts. That one, I believe that one won Song of the Year. I think I won a Radio Music Award off that one as well.
Oh wow.
So thank you again for listening. I've been blessed again with some great songs. I think, something I tell younger artists is, everybody's just kind of putting out song after song after song. It's like, man, I'm about quality, not quantity. And I think that I just want to keep putting out good music, and music that people want to listen to, song 1 through 10 or whatever.
Right. Um, G23, anyone who does live shows on YouTube needs to have at least one mod to help with the chat. Yes. Yes. Well, I'm getting a little bigger. I checked earlier today. I'm at 84 subscribers, so that's a start.
Share hers as well, because
yep.
I think it's cool.
When we do hit 100 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway, so excited about that as well. But let's go back a little bit. So tell me about your band, or tell our listeners a bit about your band.
Best in the business.
Well, that's a great start. There you go.
My band.
How did you meet up with this band?
Again, it's networking. You start when you're young with the best band you can afford. Mm-hmm. And then as you progress and become more infamous or famous, whatever you want to call it, you start making a little more money, you kind of up your game. And I've been playing with the same guys now for, my drummer's been with me, 7 years. My guitar player, 4 years. I just now this year hired a new bass player, but I play with the same guys. I mean, they're just amazing. I mean, they're the reason I sound good. I mean, honestly, I say it at every live show. I'll rival my band against any band out there. At least in country music. My guys can play as good as Jason Aldean's band all day. And I'll say that publicly anywhere. My guys rock.
And of course, I have listened to your music, and they do a great job. All of you do a wonderful job. But one of the things that really caught my attention, and I guess I assumed, and that's my fault because I assumed that you knew each other prior to, because of the military backgrounds. So how many out of your band are in the military?
Well,
or were who are veterans?
So my current band is, my drummer is retired Air Force. He did 30 years, retired a command chief.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's not only my drummer, he's my tour manager.
Oh, so that's awesome.
Double duty. You got to do that when you're broke. So everybody's got to do more than one job. Right. And my driver / security / bodyguard / all kinds of stuff, another great friend of mine, was Marine, then Army.
He went to the Marine first and then into the Army?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Our oldest went from Army to Marines. So
right, yeah. So I got him. I think that's all. I'm over looking at one of my buddies. I think that's all the military folks like left, but some of the guys prior to that, my keyboard player, I used to have a keyboard player. I don't have a keyboard player in the band no more. Just kind of, sometimes you as you transition to the kind of music you play, some instruments you might not need. But my keyboard player worked for the Air Force for over 20 years. My other keyboard player I had, he did 10 years in the Air Force. So I've always had a few veterans in the group, and that just makes it great because it's, you're dealing with veterans, so it you're not going to teach them much, but
Right.
even my guys that aren't veterans are super supporters of our military. Um, Absolutely lose their minds. This year, a couple of the guys had never been on an Air Force base, and got the rock star treatment. Because if I play an Air Force base, I kind of get treated like the big dog, which is really nice. So obviously, shout out to all the Air Force bases that let me come out. Um, they just treat us like gold. They treat me like I'm Taylor Swift. Um, but it's great. I mean, it's a blessing. It is, and I play a lot of the bases too because I talked earlier about I toured with Thompson Blue. Well, that's Air Force Entertainment, and now the name has changed. It's called Air Force Entertainment Live Stage, um, and you can go check them out. But they're basically the entity that runs the entertainment for Air Force bases. So
Oh, okay.
I tell people they're like the USO stateside,
Interesting.
So they hire me every year to play bases, and I'm blessed for that because I knew them from Thompson Blue.
And yeah, you're one of
Yeah,
their
I'm one.
own.
I'm one of the priors, and so
Hmm.
who went on to pursue music, and so uh, Mr. Edwards and Mama Glow and Miss Jerry and all them, they're all family, and I'm blessed that they, think of me. You know, they hire Rodney Atkins and Lone Star, and they call me. You know, Gabby Barrett, they call me. So like I'm blessed that I'm included in those conversations, and
I I think what you do, and how you go in just to these bases and just really enfold them into what you do, and on a daily basis. I think it's just amazing, and I can just imagine all of them and how excited they get. For one, it's outside the norm, so it's a
sure.
big treat, and to have some live music and such. But especially when you're one of their own that's up there, and they can see the possibilities for themselves.
Yeah,
I think that's huge.
100%. I do talk to. I'll get commanders and things that will ask me um, either prior to the show or after the show, even or maybe the day before. We'll be at the base. Plenty of times they ask, "Hey, would you mind speaking to a group of Air Force members?" And I'm no, I love it. Go to a commander's call or something. Um, and I think that's one of the changes we talked about earlier, where I think it's gotten a lot better. Where 20 years, 30 years, sometimes it's not for everybody. They're not going to stay. And I can be that. Um, I'm not going to say I'm the voice, but I can kind of shed some light on, hey, you can do other things when you get out. So,
And that's huge because people can recognize that in you, because you're a reflection, so to speak, of them. They see you as their equal, and that you've been in their shoes, and you understand, the thoughts and stuff that goes through their mind, and to know that there is hope for them to achieve different goals and succeed as a civilian. And I
mm,
think that what you do on the basis is huge, and um, much appreciated.
no, it's a pleasure for me and an honor. And to me, it can be anybody too. I mean, not. I just tell our guys and our women that, you know, is it going to be easy when you get out? No. Have a plan. But
Right.
I tell anybody, like, I'm living proof that you can be anything you want to be. If you work hard enough at it and you understand that nothing's going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You can make something yourself.
Right.
And
And so what outside of, if you had something, what would you tell those who are interested in joining the military? Any words of advice?
join the Air Force.
Okay.
It's the best brand. No, I'm just kidding. No. I nothing. I got nothing bad. I think it's it's a good career path. You can be successful. Pretty much any job you can do as a civilian, you can do in most any branch. So go get your college paid for. Go be an officer and make some good money. Excuse me, and you know you got to get in for the right reasons, though. I
Right.
think, and there's many reasons to do it, but understand the one thing that I guess maybe you got to remember when you sign up is what you're signing. At
It's a
the end of the
commitment.
day, yeah, at the end of the day, you're signing over your life.
Right.
The government owns you, and you're going to do what they say, how they say it, when they say it, and you're going to live where that's just what you're going to do. And you're also raising your hand, to an oath that's saying, I will defend my country with my life.
Right.
And that's a real thing. So I think that, those things that you get taught in all the branches have, it's all pretty close to the same, integrity, honor, commitment, those kind of things. And, I heard, there's jokes about like, the Army didn't issue you a wife. The Air Force didn't issue you kids. Like that's not, that's a real thing. You become a piece of the government. So know what you're signing up for, understand what you're signing up for, be proud of what you're signing up for. And you can be successful, whether you do 4 years or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30. It's Here's a good career path for me. I think largely I'm successful at the music career because of my military. That work ethic, that commitment to that drive to keep pushing. I think a lot of that came from, even the networking, that all is very military based that, I just took over into the music side.
Which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go ahead and let everybody know if you've got some questions for Ryan, go ahead and get those posted in the comments and we'll get those put out there for him to answer.
You tell Phoenix, she is not allowed to join the military though.
There you have it, Christine. Ryan has spoken.
Take her butt to college and go be a doctor or something, a lawyer, something. No, I think if she joins, she'll be Phoenix will be a very successful member of the military. So, JCL said that structure, team, plan, all those words are very what you learn and you transfer over into anything you do. I don't care if you're going to be in music. You get out of the military, you can, as a veteran, you have skills, and if you take those skills and you apply them to whatever you're going to do, you're probably going to be successful.
Yeah. So what's the one thing that you wish for more people to understand about military service, and especially the Air Force? I know they get a lot of grief from other branches.
Well, yeah, Chair Force, I mean, I always.
I think it's because do you guys not get the Air Force gets the biggest funding? I think.
I don't know what the funding is. That's above my pay grade. But I mean, at the end of the day, right? Obviously, I'm appreciative of all the branches because it's, same team, same fight.
Right.
Um,
So
thank you. I just read that comment. Thank you so much, man. I wish you well as well. Um, I appreciate you listening in and jumping on my YouTube, and I love that we get new fans. So I appreciate that. But yeah, Christine said it good right there. All right, we can bully each other, but no one else can. So Air Force, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, whatever we're all going to
right.
mess each other. Now,
Oh,
yeah, when we get over there, we're a big team.
big
And
family. Hmm.
yeah, and I believe that we are the greatest military nation out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think other countries should not forget that because we'll go over there angry. But yeah, Air Force gets made fun of, and that's okay. I joke with them and say, "Don't be mad at me. I scored higher on my ASVAB." So, um, but I mean, and then we all learn in every branch, right? Work
Yep.
smarter, not harder.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the Air Force motto is that, like, work smarter, not harder. Like, what? Why don't So, but no, I think the the family life is probably a little better for the Air Force. I think the Air Force takes pretty good care of their folks when it comes down to um, a lot of those things. Where I've heard stories um, of things like, let's say you're a young troop and you're married and you're going to have your first kid, but you happen to be in Kuwait or you're overseas. The Air Force tries very hard to make sure that you don't miss milestones in your life. Now you're going to miss birthdays. You're going to
Right.
miss anniversaries. You're going to miss Christmases and those kind of things. But like your first kid, that's a pretty big milestone. Um, so the Air Force, I think, does a great job at recognizing those kind of things, those once in a lifetime milestones that you're not going to get back. And they try to do their best to make sure that airman gets to be home for that or whatever. So I think the quality of life for the Air Force is probably a little bit better than some of the other branches, but I'm not. Again, it's an opinion thing. I'm not knocking it. Um, Other people probably say the same thing. There's people that are, but then again, I love all of our folks, Army, Air Force, Navy.
Right.
My brother's retired Navy. And we joke around all the time, and he's always, we make fun of each other, and he's like, yeah, we didn't have our own condos in the desert. And I'm like, well, we just,
That's funny.
yeah,
Joe
but
McHugh says also don't forget about the educational benefits as far as military
yeah,
goes, which
true.
is
I mean,
huge.
in all the military branches, the educational benefits are amazing. My daughter's going to college basically for nothing right now. Because I was in, so you get the GI Bill kind of thing, and you can transfer it, and all those kind of good things.
Right.
Post Station Anderson Air Force Base for certain Navy, yeah. Which I think me and Christine talked about that. Anderson Air Force Base is Guam. So there's a Navy base and Air Force base, and so um, that's where I was. I talked about being in Guam, and then,
Right.
but yeah, great place.
Well, I really sincerely appreciate you taking the time away from your family and your work to come out and have a conversation with me and interact with uh, my audience and
Sure, I loved it. Thank you.
it's great for us and for those veterans who are watching while it's live, as well as these shows also are recorded, and those veterans come on and watch them later as well, and there's a lot of takeaways from it. And so to me, that's what this is about, different resources that they can find. To me, it's important to actually really support our veterans in more than just saying I support our veterans. There's a lot of veteran owned companies that are out there across the nation. And there's, here you are, you're making a living and trying to be there for the veterans and for active service members as well, in being a recording artist. And obviously, it's a job, it's an income for you, but it's also really good for our troops and the veterans, and it brings everybody together. And appreciate what you do and your service to your country. And so thank you for that.
I appreciate that. No, honestly, I'm honored to be on here, and I would love to be invited on again anytime.
Absolutely.
Especially again, I'm like you. Thank you to any of our veterans or current military that come on and listen or listen after. I seen a T-shirt or a meme, not too long ago, and it said something effective. I'd rather get that phone call at 3 a.m. saying you need me to come help you than that phone call at 3 a.m. saying you're gone. Right. So I think it's important that our veterans and or active duty use those resources that are available right now, which is, there's tons of 1-800 numbers, hotlines if you need just somebody to talk to. There's support groups out there now. Don't be that airman or that troop or whatever branch you might be in. I say don't be that veteran, or that's that, especially probably for a guy. Don't be so macho that you can't go talk about it.
Right.
I was that guy, and I early in my career was like great, and then I was in a plane ride coming back from an indie music award show and had a very nasty landing in Nashville. And sort of, we talked earlier about breaking your box open, and my career almost went to crap because I didn't know what was wrong with me. Like after that plane ride, I was very different. I didn't go out. I couldn't control my emotions. I couldn't barely leave the house. I couldn't do anything. And for like almost a year.
Oh, wow.
And finally, I went and saw a doctor, just a regular, I say regular doctor. Funny enough, he was a retired Army doctor. And we talked for 5 minutes. He goes, "Look, I'm not a psychologist doctor." He said, "But you got PTSD." And I'm like, "No, I don't." He said, "Yeah, you do. You got PTSD with anxiety." He said, "There's different levels. People have it with depression. People have it, PTSD is the big word. And there's things that umbrella underneath it." And I said, "You're crazy. I work and try to raise money for people with PTSD. I don't get PTSD. No, I ain't." He said, "Okay, go see Dr. B, who is my psychologist." And I was reluctant, because I was macho and I can control this, and I couldn't control it. And I went and saw him. And so my point is, I'm living proof again in that area that you can have PTSD and still be successful. It's something that's not going to go away. I remember telling my psychologist, said, "Look, can you just make me the guy I was prior to the plane ride?" And he laughed and he goes, "That's not going to happen." He said, "You're never going to be that guy again." He said, "But we can manage this. And you're going to have throughout your time, as you learn to manage and learn to all the little things that we get taught, you're going to have so many great days and very little bad days." And that was in 2014. And here I am later with 2 million Spotify's, and I'm looking up at some gold and some platinum records. And, so you can do that. At the end of the day, like I said, don't be that man or woman that doesn't go get help, doesn't make a phone call. because
That's right.
we'd rather have you here. And to all the other artists, if they see this, they see me say it all the time. Don't say you support our veterans and you support our military just to make yourself sound cool, because you ain't cool. You got to put in the work. And, it doesn't, I think you got to get out there and really support. And I think if some of the
Right.
bigger artists who have all that money and all that, bigger voice than me, they could voice up and make a difference. And maybe one day some of those artists will. But in the meantime, I will do the best I can and try to support all our veterans and all our military folks. But thank you so much again for having me on. Thank you to everybody that listened. Thank you to all my fans and my sponsors. And you guys be looking out for Backroads and Bonfires. Looking out for the tour dates. And I can't wait to see you guys on the road. And hopefully I get to meet somebody that was on here maybe tonight.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance of that. And I'll be making sure to keep an eye on your tours when you get those scheduled. But you've got my number now, and you've got my email, and feel free to shoot me, message when you're, close. I'm in the borough.
Yeah.
So,
and you do the same. If you see us, we're going to be close. You message me and be like,
absolutely.
Hey,
we're coming.
And
yeah.
I'd love to have you. And yeah, it's a good show. People, I think that when people come to the show, they leave going, it was worth it. I'll come back and see him. So
yeah.
We enjoy
Well, I know Jim is now a fan. So for all of you who haven't, go on over to his channel at Ryan Daniel Country. That is the proper one. So don't just look up his name. It's Ryan Daniel Country. So, and subscribe. Let's help get him, on that road that he wants to be on.
My YouTube. I got to get my YouTube better, guys. I'm sorry.
And well, we're here to help you with that, and anything we can do, of course, or I can do, feel free. And we can kind of share some of those insights as we grow. So definitely
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Jason. Sorry, he just said.
He said, "Thank you, Ryan. We'll get out to see you for sure." That's my husband, by the way. So.
Thank you. I'm excited again to see everybody.
And Christine White says, "Yep, it's a field trip for sure." Christine, we'll get that going.
I look forward to seeing everybody in 2024. Like I said, thank you to everybody. And too, I forgot to mention, but I want to mention, if you're going to support some military, based people, make sure you do your due diligence.
That's right.
And make sure that, every dollar you spend with them, it's not flip-flopped.
Yep.
And I won't mention any particular, ones that I don't support, but people probably know who they are. But I will say, you can go look up Muddin' for the Military. I do a lot of events with them. I just got done doing an event with them. They
Who is
are
that again?
Muddin', like MUDD, like Muddin', like redneck. Muddin' for the Military. They're a great organization. Love doing some work with them. Go check them out because the money that you spend with them, I think pretty much the majority of everything that is spent with them goes right into the veterans. Freedom Defenders Outdoors is another one. It's an Arkansas based. He is a 501c, 100% nonprofit. Everything he brings in goes to the veterans. So to me, I'd love to see people support those folks.
Exactly.
And because those guys that own those organizations have day jobs, and they don't make a dime off what it is. So all your money goes towards it. So go support those folks. Support me. Again, Ryan Daniel Country is my YouTube. Check me out on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all the fun stuff, Instagram, and all those kind of things. And again, thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure talking with you and meeting all your folks, all the fans.
Absolutely. If you want to hold tight here for just a minute, And then we can chat backstage after we end the live. Just a little note for everybody. So I'm not going to be doing a Sunday show this next week. It is actually going to be on the 27th. And we talked about Mind Over Land. I'm actually going to have another founder on. Will be Chief Master Sergeant coming on from the Air Force. So
Nice.
he'll be joining us as well. And again, that's going to be Wednesday, the 27th at 6 p.m. Central Time. So y'all are free for next Sunday because I don't want to interrupt that. And so next week and the following week are, so that we don't get into anybody's holiday. They're going to be on, as I said, the 27th and then on the 4th. So it looks like actually it's Air Force, Air Force, Air Force. So yeah, we've got to get some other branches going in here.
I know. Well, yeah, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody out there. Have a safe
absolutely.
one. And I hope that everybody gets everything that they wish for.
Thank you. And yeah, so hang tight, everybody. We're going to go ahead, get some music going. And thank you again for joining us today and kind of joining the conversation as well. Let's get some of that going.
You guys see you soon. See you on the road.
There you go. All right, everybody, you guys have a great night, and we will see you next week. And again, that's going to be on the 27th. I'll send out a little short so everybody knows. Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll have a good one.